Fatima Iqbal-Zubair is running for state assembly in District 64. And wait, okay, be honest. Do you know what your state representative does? Okay, don't worry. Let's break it down. The state legislature is divided into the state senate and state assembly. It's like Congress, but for California. Our state assembly has 80 representatives, each representing nearly 500,000 people. State legislators write and pass bills on a huge variety of issues that impact our everyday lives. Regardless of what happens federally, state laws have the potential to create systemic change in our state, particularly in the areas of public education, housing, and the environment. The state legislature also has the responsibility of monitoring the implementation of existing laws by working with local city officials and school boards, carrying out audits and oversight measures to make sure that the bills that are passed are actually implemented to create the change they are intended to. The state legislature is also responsible for creating the state budget every year, and the budget is critical because it is a reflection of our values. Right now, our budget values locking citizens up over caring for our communities. With budget cuts during COVID-19, this became even more apparent as state leaders slashed healthcare, environmental protections, and school funding, yet barely touched policing and corrections. So let's get back to that District 64 race. Incumbent Mike Gibson is not fulfilling his duties for his district. He's a former cop who has served 3 terms in the state assembly while repeatedly voting no and absent on key bills, and failing to fight for systemic changes that his communities have asked for. Not to mention, he's received the second most in corporate donations and gifts in the entire California legislature. Then there's Fatima Iqbal-Zubair. She is a teacher, immigrant, and a mother to a son with special needs. And she's running for California AD 64 because she saw that Gibson wasn't in line with what communities have been fighting for decades. She's focused on bringing bold, systematic changes to California, like divesting from prisons and incarceration and instead investing in a Green New Deal, tuition-free public college, fully funded public schools, housing for all, and healthcare for all. She also wants to expand our democracy by closing tax loopholes to corporations and the wealthiest in our state, passing publicly funded elections and ranked choice voting, and expanding voting access. She accepts $0 from corporate PACs, big oil, developers, and police groups. She's endorsed by DSA LA, DSA Long Beach, Our Revolution, Ground Game LA, Sunrise Movement LA, California Progressive Alliance, People's Action, the Los Angeles County Public Defenders Union, and more. There's a lot on the line this election cycle. Fatima Iqbal-Zubair is the change we need. Vote November 3rd.